Imagine debuting a group backed by a $500 million war chest, putting the younger sibling of a K-pop legend right center stage, and then, well, refusing to let anyone actually see them.
Yeah, no fan cams, no viral TikTok challenges, just a complete weaponized media blackout.
Exactly. The teasers dropped, the fandom went completely silent. I mean, in an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. The headline making the rounds everywhere today, HYBE just replaced NewJeans, meet the new group. Welcome to Starscope K Report.
Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
So today's deep dive is, honestly, it's an absolute roller coaster. We are pulling from Music Business Worldwide, the Korea Times, Korea Boo, and a bunch of official agency statements.
Right, because we really need to unpack the massive, totally out-of-nowhere debut of HYBE's brand new 7-member girl group, TUIDE.
We're breaking down this bizarre marketing strategy behind their launch, the fierce international fandom backlash, and, those very real accusations that they are a direct replacement for an iconic group.
Plus, later on, we will look at a really surprising 10th anniversary reunion of a legendary third-gen group.
I love that story so much. It just perfectly highlights the grueling life cycle of a K-pop idol. But okay, let's start with the money.
Yeah, we have to start with the sheer corporate and financial machinery that makes a massive debut like this even possible.
Because it is definitely not cheap to just drop a group like this.
Exactly. To understand TUIDE and specifically the unprecedented way they're being marketed, we first have to look at the massive war chest HYBE is currently sitting on. Like, this isn't a shot in the dark, it's a highly calculated flex of capital.
And I mean, that capital feels completely endless lately. It seriously feels like HYBE is just dropping new groups from the sky every single business quarter.
Well, the numbers definitely back up that feeling. According to Music Business Worldwide, HYBE posted their highest ever first quarter revenue in Q1 of 2026.
Oh, wow. How much are we talking?
They brought in 698.3 billion won.
Wait, billion? In a single quarter?
Yeah, which translates to roughly 477 million US dollars in just a 3-month window. That is a nearly 40% increase year over year.
That is just staggering. I mean, almost $500 million. Where is that massive spike actually coming from?
Well, 2 primary engines really drove that growth. First, obviously, the monumental, highly anticipated comeback of BTS with their 5th full album, Era Ring.
Right, of course. That alone shifted the entire financial landscape.
Yeah, but the second driver is the incredible global success of their US-based girl group, KetZ. In Q1, KetZ surpassed 32 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
32 million. That's insane.
HYBE notes that this is the highest figure among girl groups globally right now. And their first 2 EPs, SIS, which is Soft as Strong and Beautiful Chaos, sold a combined 1 million physical copies.
Okay, so they have infinite resources, which, makes this next move even more perplexing to me.
You mean the new label?
Yeah. Like, with all that cash, instead of debuting this new group under one of their existing, highly successful labels like Adore or Source Music or Belift Lab HYBD, built an entirely new label just for this one girl group.
Right. The label is called ABD. It stands for A Bold Dream.
A Bold Dream. Okay.
And it's a new label specializing exclusively in girl groups. Their stated creative philosophy is heavily conceptual.
I mean, K-pop loves the concept.
Very true. They claim to embrace a spirit that bypasses the conventional C and goes straight from A and D to D.
Okay, I have to push back on this entire concept.
Yeah.
Because bypassing C sounds incredibly cool in a press release, right?
Oh, it's great PR spin.
But from a business perspective, is creating an entirely new label really necessary? I mean, setting up new executives, new A&R teams, new PR departments, it's a massive financial sinkhole.
It definitely is a huge investment.
Why do you need ADD when you already have the infrastructure of this massive multi-label system? Is this like a tech giant creating a completely new operating system just to launch one app? Or is it something else?
Well, you have to look at the mechanics of HYBE's multi-label ecosystem lately. It was originally designed to allow independent creative control.
Right, giving sub-labels their own freedom.
But recently, that shared infrastructure has led to massive internal friction and cannibalized concepts.
Oh, the internal drama has been endless.
Exactly. So by creating ABC, HYBE is establishing a completely isolated pipeline. They are siloing this group away from the existing drama of their other labels.
Ah, so shifting the power dynamic dynamic entirely.
Precisely. And when they say bypassing C, they're talking about bypassing the conventional rollout. They are skipping the standard 6-week timeline of concept photos, highlight medleys, TikTok challenges.
Wait, skipping all of that.
Yeah, moving straight to D, which stands for direct devotion, experiential loyalty.
So they're throwing out the entire 5th-gen playbook, just totally scrapping it.
Completely. And they have placed heavy industry veterans in charge to execute this. The president of ABD is Jiwon No, the former head of artist planning at PLEDIS Entertainment.
Okay, that's a big name.
And the person leading TUIDE's overall production, so handling the music, the concept, the performance, is Han Sung Soo.
Wait, the founder of PLEDIS? The man behind 17 and iZone?
The very same. He is a master producer known for, intricate synchronization and deep emotional resonance in his groups.
Wow. Okay, since HYBE owns a majority stake in PLEDIS, they are really leveraging their absolute top-tier talent to build ABD from the ground up.
Right, ensuring this new isolated label operates with the efficiency of a legacy company right out of the gate.
That pedigree really explains the sheer confidence of this rollout. So let's talk about the group itself. TUIDE. T-U-I-D-E.
Yeah, the name officially means tune the tide.
Tune the tide. And the concept revolves around experiencing the diverse currents of the world and creating harmony. Plus, their official genre is being billed as, quote, soultronic.
Which is interesting because soultronic represents a really fascinating pivot in music theory for a HYBE group. If we look at the current charts, the prevailing trends are heavily saturated with Y2K pop.
Yeah, lots of breakbeats, UK garage, very eerie, breathy vocals.
Exactly. Or minimal pop, which relies on really sparse, bass-heavy instrumentation. Soultronic implies a fusion of emotive, vocal-heavy R&B soul, stacked over synthesized, driving electronic bass lines.
Which means they're going to need some serious vocal chops to pull that off. You can't just hide behind a heavy backtrack if your core identity is soul.
You really can't.
And speaking of hiding, wait until you hear the insanely restrictive, borderline secretive way they are introducing these members to the public.
It's pretty wild.
Oh, it's crazy. But hey, if you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to Starscope K Report, because this marketing strategy is about to absolutely blow your mind.
So the launch strategy ABD is employing for TUIDE really defies every standard metric of the digital age. They are utilizing a pre-debut experience called Playground.
Playground.
And it is an exercise in extreme exclusivity.
Exclusivity is putting it mildly. On August 1st and 2nd, at Layer Studio 11 in the Mapo district of Seoul, KYD is holding this completely secret showcase.
Yeah, and to get in, fans had to pre-register on Weverse by July 26th. ABD is selecting only 225 fans per day via a lottery system.
I mean, in the global ecosystem of K-pop, 225 people is a microscopic audience. It is literally a private dinner party.
It really is.
But here is the wild part. TUIDE is going to perform all the tracks from their debut album at this event before the album even drops.
Right.
And ABD has issued a militant ban on all photography, video recording, audio recording, and live streaming. No smartphones allowed at all.
The agency claims the event will feature interactive programs to let attendees experience TUIDE's identity firsthand. They're emphasizing memory over media.
Memory over media, now.
Yeah, they are enforcing a complete media blackout. To double down on this, when they launched TUIDE's official social media accounts on July 20th, they made the group's Instagram page completely private.
See, this is where I really struggle to see the vision.
How so?
Because, how do you build a massive fandom without shareable content? The entire industry currently runs on 15-second dance challenges and 4K fan cams.
That's true. It's very digitally driven.
Locking down the visuals and the music like this, it's giving artificial scarcity. I mean, isn't this like throwing a massive premiere for a blockbuster movie, but blindfolding the audience? If nobody can see the group, how are they supposed to care?
It operates on the speakeasy model of marketing.
Speakeasy. Okay, explain that.
Well, by putting a bouncer at the door and banning cameras, you turn those 225 daily patrons into the only source of truth. Scarcity creates immense FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Oh, people are definitely feeling the FOMO.
The wider K-pop community is now forced to hang on to every text-based rumor, every written description that leaks out of that venue.
Right, because there's literally no other information out there.
In an era where we are totally oversaturated with high-res content, their word of mouth becomes infinitely more valuable than a standard teaser video. It elevates the group from just another factory debut to an enigmatic cultural event.
I guess that makes sense. They're completely weaponizing the rumor mill. It forces K-netz to constantly refresh their feeds just to read a written description of the choreography.
And it is definitely working, especially now that the 7 members have been revealed.
Right, let's run through the lineup.
Yeah.
We have Seohee, Elena, who is a former SM Entertainment trainee, Jihyo, Saki from Japan, Seah, and the matinee, Yi Hani, an 11-liner.
The debut of a 2011 liner places her right at the very young edge of the 5th generation. It definitely continues the industry's trend of debuting idols in their early to mid-teens.
Which always sparks intense debate regarding industry pressure.
It really does. But there's another member drawing even more attention.
Oh, the pressure on the matinee is one thing, but the pressure on the 7th member is on an entirely different level.
Right.
The member who absolutely shattered the internet the second her name dropped is Seoyeon. Before she has even sung a single public note, K-pop Profiles shows her dominating the fandom bias polls, capturing 32% of the vote.
And that's entirely because Seoyeon is the younger sister of Jihyo, the leader of TWICE.
Yes, it is insane.
Having a sibling with that specific level of industry prestige brings an immediate, undeniable spotlight to the group. Jihyo is a foundational pillar of modern K-pop.
Totally.
But that spotlight is a massive double-edged sword. The expectations for Seoyeon's vocal stability, stage presence, and leadership qualities will be benchmarked directly against a 10-year veteran.
Oh, the K-netz are already dissecting her teaser visuals pixel by pixel. They're analyzing her posture to see if she has the Jihyo aura. The scrutiny is unimaginable.
It's a lot to handle for a rookie.
It really is.
Yeah.
On paper, having this massive budget, a veteran producer, and a legacy sibling sounds like the perfect storm for a rookie Grand Slam.
Yeah.
But there is a massive dark side to this rollout. Coming up, the fierce international backlash and the serious accusations that TUIDE is secretly replacing a fan-favorite group.
Because a debut of this magnitude, backed by this much capital, never happens in a vacuum. TUIDE is entering a market that is highly reactive, deeply protective, and frankly, currently suffering from severe market fatigue.
Yeah, the moment the TUIDE logo and the TUIDE slogan dropped, the international K-pop fandom erupted and the timeline was vicious.
What were fans saying?
According to Koreaboo, the backlash was immediate and so organized. We saw viral posts on X calling the group another couplet and accusing ABD of having zero originality.
Interesting.
People were even comparing their minimalist teaser aesthetic to completely different agencies, saying it was giving Miav pre-debut.
That term, couplet, really requires some dissection. It is not just a passing insult.
No, it's very loaded.
It refers to the specific ongoing accusation that HYBE's sublabels actively cannibalize the concepts of their own successful artists. The term originated from accusations that the group ELITE heavily borrowed from NewJeans' aesthetic and sound. Applying that term to TUIDE indicates a deep-seated fandom distrust of HYBE's operational model.
Exactly. Fans feel like they're watching an assembly line. We just had Heal we just had Katsi, Elizabeth is constantly touring, and this brings us to the massive, undeniable elephant in the room.
Which is?
A huge portion of the internet is accusing HYBE of creating TUIDE as a direct replacement for NewJeans.
We really need to look closely at the legal and corporate precedent here to understand that reaction. I want to remain completely impartial here and just look at the facts.
Yes, just the facts.
As reported by Music Business Worldwide, all 5 members of NewJeans officially returned to their label, Adore, in November of 2025.
Right.
This followed a highly publicized, deeply tumultuous legal dispute where a Seoul court ultimately upheld the validity of their exclusive contracts.
Oh, it was an agonizing year for stans. Watching court injunctions, reading leaked audits, wondering if the group was going to be shelved forever. It was a nightmare.
The resolution of that lawsuit basically created a cold war within the corporate structure. Because of that recent history, fans are heavily speculating that TUIDE is HYBE's strategic pivot.
Like a backup plan.
Essentially, a way to shift resources and focus away from a legally contentious asset toward a brand new, highly controlled entity under ABD.
But the company is denying that, right? Like, they've put out statements.
Vehemently. We must emphasize that neither HYBE nor the ABD label has ever officially stated that TUIDE is replacing NewJeans or any other artist.
Okay, so that's just speculation.
Correct. HYBE's chairman, Bang Seok, has consistently framed their overarching business plan as a multi-home, multi-genre strategy.
Right, multi-genre.
In the eyes of the board, launching a Soultronic group is simply the next logical step in diversifying their global portfolio.
I mean, I hear the corporate logic. A diversified portfolio makes the shareholders happy. But for the fans, music is emotional, not fiduciary. When you have a fandom that has been through the ringer, fighting for their favorite group's survival, and then suddenly the parent company drops a shiny new 7-member group with a secret VIP showcase,
Hmm.
the fandom PTSD is going to flare up.
That's a very valid emotional response.
It feels like a betrayal, even if it's just business. It's going to take a monumental effort for TUIDE to prove they aren't just a factory-produced replacement designed to phase out the old guard.
Which actually brings us right back to the sheer brilliance of the playground strategy.
Oh, because they're proving their talent live.
Exactly. The live, secretive showcase might be their strongest possible countermove to the factory-produced narrative.
Ah, I see what you mean.
By stripping away the heavily edited music videos, the auto-tune highlight medleys, and the TikTok filters, ABD is forcing the conversation to center purely on raw talent.
Right, there's nothing to hide behind.
If they deliver flawless live vocals in a stripped-down room of 225 people, that word of mouth will silence the copycat critiques faster than any PR statement ever could.
If they can actually sing live and blow the roof off Layer Studio 11, the K-netz will have to respect them, period. I mean, we could be looking at a perfect all-kill on the charts if they pull it off.
They really might.
That intense pressure to perform flawlessly out of the gate, to carry the weight of a $500 million company and an angry internet, is exactly what makes the K-pop life cycle so grueling.
It's exhausting.
Which is why seeing what happens at the end of that life cycle is so fascinating. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update, because we are pivoting to a story of pure post-idol freedom.
You're referring to the viral updates surrounding the former members of IOI.
The ultimate palate cleanser. The original Produce 101 queens.
Yeah, they're currently celebrating their 10th anniversary, and fans recently spotted members Chungka, Somi, Chaeyeon, and Nayoung out partying at a nightclub.
I love this for them so much.
It is remarkably rare to see active or even former idols so openly navigating nightlife together without the usual intense security cordons or carefully managed PR optics.
Totally unscripted.
The reaction online, as captured by Koreaboo, has been overwhelmingly positive and deeply nostalgic.
The fans are absolutely eating it up. People are just thrilled to see them living their best unbothered lives. But the contrast in their aesthetics is what made this go completely viral.
Right, the outfits were very different.
Somi and Chungha look like they are ready to headline a festival, absolutely tearing up the dance floor. But Chaeyeon, guys, she showed up to the club wearing what fans are universally calling a mother of the bride dress.
The visual disconnect is quite stark.
It's hilarious.
One user noted it looked like attire suited for a Sunday church service rather than a high-energy nightclub.
Netizens were crying, laughing, joking that she only went out to babysit Somi and literally didn't have time to change out of her formal wear.
It's a great moment.
It is just so incredibly refreshing. We spend so much time analyzing vicious contract disputes, market capitalization, and cutthroat debut strategies.
Yeah, the business side can be heavy.
And then you see these industry veterans, 10 years after surviving one of the most stressful survival shows in history, just laughing in a club in mismatched outfits.
It reminds you that behind all the highly polished corporate machinery of things like the ABD label and the TUIDE debut, these are just real people growing up.
It provides a necessary, humanizing bookend to the industry.
The intense, high-stakes, hyper-scrutinized rollout of a fifth-gen rookie group contrasted with the relaxed, joyful autonomy of third-gen veterans perfectly encapsulates the full spectrum of a K-pop career.
It really does. And it brings us right back to the starting line with TUIDE. They are at the very beginning of that intense roller coaster.
They certainly have a lot on their shoulders.
They have the $477 million HYBE machine funding them. They have the intense Jihyo sibling hype focused squarely on Seoyeon. And they are carrying the crushing weight of the NewJeans comparisons.
So much pressure.
Which leaves me with one final thought for you to mull over.
What's that?
If TUIDE's musical identity is officially anchored as Sultronic, how is that highly distinct, vocal-heavy sound actually going to hold up live at their secret playground showcase?
That's the real test.
Exactly. When the media blackout lifts and those 225 fans start talking, will their actual raw vocal performances be the ultimate weapon to silence the copycat accusations and prove they are true musical innovators?
You've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.